G'day Battlers, and welcome to episode 53 of the G'day Battlers podcast, where we are closing out the Road to World Series with someone that we've kind of almost already had on this Road to World Series this year. We've got RicFlareon back. He was supposed to be on the episode with Valiant Vish and Gone to round out, I guess, all of the top three from 2022 Melbourne. But, well, we ran into some technical issues, and so we kicked him off the podcast. We told him he'd never be back, but he begged and he pleaded. He was like, "Oh, Steve, Debbie, I love being interviewed so much. Please get me back on." And we finally caved, and we brought him back on. So, Rick, welcome to the G'day Battlers podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. It was hard, but I got on here. So, but by the way, if Debbie Pebble ever sends you a link, don't click it because it'll ruin your internet. So,
hey, I was hacked.
Yeah, you know what? I think Debbie Pebble is a fair person to blame. I think that makes a lot of sense. It all checks out.
Fine. I see what this episode is going to be today.
It's just New South Wales stuff, you know.
yeah.
It's not a Rick episode. It's a Debbie Pebble slander episode.
I mean, do you know how many championship points I've donated to RicFlareon by attending his locals? I mean, this is.
Oh, so does that mean like he owes you? This is what happens now?
Oh yeah, we came to an agreement.
I see.
Yeah, I give him one every so often just to keep him coming back.
It's like, oh yeah, I got a tweet this time, guys.
You had to go to New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, look, Nighttime Clash, I wasn't going to be there, so it all worked out fine.
True, yeah.
That was wacky. But look, let's get into the podcast. I guess, Rick, introduce yourself for those that don't know you. You're probably one of the most well-known Australian battlers of all time, but just for those that, you know, we're just ticking boxes, really. Introduce yourself, who are you, etc., etc.
Yeah, I'm RicFlareon. That is my real name. I'm a 4-time world qualifier now, 2-time regional champion. Yeah, it's me.
Pretty solid record for the most part. And like, you know, on top of the regional wins, there's a just absolute list of really top performances as well. I think the 2023 or 2024 season was kind of actually 2023 is what it was, because back then you had to win or come second in a regional to actually qualify for Worlds. And I remember that like you kept having like really good performances, but they were just barely not enough. So I think like OCIC top 4 qualified and you were top 8, you were like 4th at Perth, and then finally got the 2nd place at Sydney. But
yeah, I think I was like 1 or 2 wins off qualifying twice. Yeah. Before I finally got it, so it was a big relief.
Yeah, to say the least. Oh, actually, I just opened up your Draco Viz. It was 2024 that was crazy last year when you came 3rd in Brisbane, then 5th in Melbourne, then 1 Perth. It's a kind of a wacky season.
That was a good season.
I think most people would be pretty happy with it, to say the least.
Yep.
But, well, look, today we're going to be focusing in on the 2025 season. And so you actually started the season off early because not only have you played in all 3 of the Australian regionals this season, but you also played in the 3 international championships. And obviously LAIC, we've talked about it a few times, but it was that sort of, I guess, bonus travel award that we didn't know was coming that all of a sudden arrived at your doorstep thanks to that Perth regional win. I guess going into the season with that LAIC travel award, what were your goals for the season? Like, was it just about qualifying for Worlds and then we're good? Or, I mean, you kept playing after you were well qualified. So I guess what was your goal going in?
Yeah, I guess so. The LAIC travel award was like a big surprise. It was a good surprise. So after I sort of got that, and after I attended and got points, I guess my goal just became trying to continue getting those travel awards just so I could like keep going, because it kind of just snowballs once you get started. So yeah, that was my goal for the season, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it certainly worked, to say the least.
It did, yes.
I think you're the only person from Australia that attended all 3 ICs. which certainly partially fueled by travel awardage, which is very, very nice. But worked out pretty well on the whole. And so I guess, we'll obviously touch on all 6, I guess, of your tournament runs. But let's just start off with LAIC. I mean, what was your sort of vibe going into the tournament? Because I think it was the release of the Monkeys with Rage Fist. And so I guess, how did LAIC go for you?
Yeah, it's probably the worst prepared I've ever been for a tournament. Mainly because, we had the Annihilate Community Day like a week or two before, and sort of everyone knew they were good, but no one knew where they fit in the meta, and it was like, I think everyone was in the same boat where like nobody knew what was going to happen, like what was going to be good. So I think I'd pretty much put my team together on the plane over there. And then I also changed it the night before, so it wasn't great. And then then I ended up with a team that was like pretty weak to Drapion, which isn't the best thing. But yeah, I had a decent run in the end, so it all sort of worked out. But yeah, that was definitely pretty stressful.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, you hit points, so it was sort of, I guess, successful in that route, and then also locked in the EUIC Travel Award just by virtue of getting points because there were no tournaments in Oceania. So, I mean, regardless of... I mean, your team had Licky Licky on it, which...
Yeah, because I sort of ran Licky Licky because I thought if Annihilate's popular, it's sort of the one normal type that can hit it back. It probably wasn't the best call, but... It was pretty fun.
Fair enough. And look,
we're top 33. That's still pretty good.
Yeah.
33rd, which I guess, one game away from the day 2, which I guess a different Aussie would have to end up taking the crown as the first one to hit that day 2 marker at an IC. But still.
Yeah, so my run was like, I think first round I played just someone who had no team, like their 10 CP Pokemon. Don't know why they even showed up, but
hey, that's a team.
We take those.
Yeah.
And then I won the next round after that, and then I played Elendius Carnan, who's obviously a very good player, and he had Drapion, which I was very weak to, so I couldn't get past him. Then I got a couple wins in the losers bracket, and then I had to face Carnan again. So I did get one game off him the second time, but he was too much for me.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And he is very good. I mean, he won a regional last season. I think this season, I hung out with him in Buenos Aires a fair bit. He came like 2nd and 3rd and 4th in like 3 tournaments. So it was very, very good season for him for sure. So not an easy opponent. And that was sort of the nature of LAIC in many senses, was like you knew that there were a few Titans in your group and you just had to get through them. And
pretty much.
Yeah. So unfortunately didn't quite make it through that one, I guess.
Yeah. But on the second day,
yes,
we had a Switch Cup.
Yeah.
So me and Steve were sort of hanging around and we bumped into Caleb Peng and he tells us, "Oh, you guys joining this Switch Cup?" We're like, "What is that?" So he tells us about it. We go sign up. And I ran the same team, except I dropped Licky Licky for Dunsparce just to give me something for Drapion. And I think I lost the first 2 rounds of that, and then I ended up just sweeping the whole thing after that.
So good.
So I finished the Swiss round like 8th place, just qualified for the top cut. Eliminated the guy who came first in Swiss. Then I had to play C2U, who was at the time was still in the main
top.
top.
Oh my gosh.
So he was going back and forth between the Switch Cup and the main tournament. I think he was playing like Lyle Jeff or something.
Yeah.
He was late to our game. He beat Jeff. Comes back. I was supposed to get the win because he was late, but they made me play anyway. But I managed to beat him. Then I had to play Arrow in the final. he had I remember he had like a Typhlosion and stuff like that. A very arrow team. So I had to make some pretty big calls to beat him, but I ended up, I think I 2-0'd him. So yeah, won the Switch Cup.
Yeah, took over Nintendo.
So that-
well, didn't
So
take
that
over
was my
Nintendo
big
Switch.
win of the season, I think.
Yeah, the big first place finish at LAIC.
Yep.
It's a big cup.
You know that if like a YouTuber had done that, they'd be clickbaiting that thing to the high heavens about winning at LAIC.
Oh yeah. I mean, I made a tweet about it. That's pretty good for me.
True.
Yeah, and that's a rare occurrence.
It is. Normally reserved for like Flareon showcases nowadays.
Yes.
All high quality content. But yeah, and then I smuggled Rick's Switch home and got into him like later when I ended up back in Sydney, because someone didn't bring a suitcase. So
Yep. I don't think I've ever brought a suitcase anywhere.
nah.
Are we bringing a suitcase to Anaheim?
No.
Oh.
Better
have
hope
two
you don't
backpacks.
get too much stuff, I guess. Actually, that's true. What do you do at Worlds when you get given an extra backpack?
I just take 2 backpacks home on the plane.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like one like at your feet and one above.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, look, that's LAIC, I suppose. So big win with the Nintendo Switch Cup, and then getting some points, getting the EOIC Travel Award locked in. And then it's finally time to take it domestic to somewhere that Debbie apparently got the same regional back-to-back.
Yay, we're back in Perth, and Rick loves Perth after last time. So
Yep.
at this point, I think you were sitting at the top of the Oceania leaderboard. I think if that's correct, because you had your LAIC championship points from not only playing but also from the cup. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was like almost max locals at that point anyway. Plus I had LAIC, which no one else had. So yeah, I'm definitely at the top.
Yeah.
You know, the wall of New South Wales that keeps blocking all the others from getting local points as well. So not only were you sitting at the top, but you're blocking a lot of others. But then we headed to Perth. So Perth, last time you were the regional champion. So how do you feel going into Perth, and how was your Perth run?
It's a while ago. I can't remember how I was feeling going into it, but I remember my team. I went in knowing I was weak to, not weak, but soft to Mandibuzz. And I thought I had everything else covered pretty well. Round 1, I faced Sammy P, who's a good player, and he had a Typhlosion on his team, which is something I didn't have covered. plus he had the Mandibuzz, which I knew I was soft to, but the combination of the two made it like a really hard match for me. So he ended up taking me to the losers bracket like straight off the bat, round 1. So yeah, I played another Typhlosion round 2 against Hawk Aussie. I did manage to get past him.
Actually, I just looked it up. It's not only Typhlosion, it was another Typhlosion Mandibuzz combo.
Another Typhlosion. Okay, yeah. Well, maybe I learnt something from the first game. Managed to get past him. Then I played Bamatsu on stream, so that was cool. I've never played against him. Like, obviously heard a lot about him from... He's always either winning or coming second in the New Zealand locals. So, had a close game. I remember I almost threw the third game. I had to do like an undercharge, which is something I struggle with. Yeah.
I've seen a video about that.
Yeah, I've been in a few videos about that. And yeah, I got past him, and then had to play Z-Tab, where I found another weakness of my team, which was Cresselia, because I had literally nothing for it. I think it beat like at least 4 of my Pokemon hard, and then the other 2 were like neutral. So that was me done.
Yeah, fair enough. Which, like, to be fair, was also still a top 16 run, which I think you might have had like a round 1 skip because of your seeding, maybe?
I think I must have, yeah. That's probably the case.
it checks out.
Yeah,
But
that's a benefit.
Yeah.
So it helps. It helps. I think like you said in the beginning with like even just travel award, the more that you kind of stay in the top, the more that it's like hopefully a little bit easier down the track. Because yeah, you would have got obviously with the LAIC travel award and because of your previous runs that you're sitting at the top, so therefore seating is going to be a lot nicer. Until we're probably heading into into
Yeah,
later
I
reveals
mean,
when they bite you.
in theory is good, but as it turns out, it's maybe not the best for us anymore.
yeah,
You
maybe
know what?
if you just like,
Don't worry about seating it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If you just like get sort of like mid to high seeding, that's like sort of the god tier spot. I think that's
Yeah, I feel like it's just like you sort of want to be high seed, but you just want to be lucky enough to not
yeah.
face someone from outer region.
It's just luck.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's pretty much just as it was before seeding was basically.
Well, I guess it guarantees that someone in Australia is going to get lucky, right? Like it might not be
Yeah,
you,
but it would have been like
someone.
that before.
I guess it doesn't guarantee it in the past, whereas this time it sort of at
Uh,
least guarantees that someone at least has an easier run.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's pretty much the same.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Potentially worse.
Yeah. Worse for me.
Yeah. It's fair enough. And then, so you get top 16 at Perth, you get championship points, which I imagine wasn't your goal for Perth. I imagine
I think, yeah. I mean, I think I would have wanted to do better, but I was sort of happy enough just to get some points.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
and we had the cup the next day, which I think you took out anyway.
Oh, yeah. So,
So the trend continues.
second regional in a row where I won the big event on day 2. So that was cool.
I won at Perth 2025.
Well, twice, technically.
True.
No switch this time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see
There was an air fryer, but that was just for TCG.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even get my rewards because we had to rush off to catch my flight. So I was just like, "Oh, Adam, you take it," because Adam was guy who came second. So, yeah, you take it. I don't know what he even got out of it, but hopefully it was something good.
Not a Nintendo Switch. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
no, I don't think it was that good. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. And look, I guess that closes things out already for Oceania and goes back into the international circuit, headed off to EUIC with a little bit more of a contingent, I suppose, this time. It wasn't just, I guess first time there was you, me, and Z-Tab, but I wasn't there in a travel award. There was a bit more of a travel award party for EUIC. So how did EUIC go for you? And I guess at this point, how confident are you feeling for the World Championships as well? Because you've got a lot of CP to be... I mean, at this point.
Oh, as far as like if I would qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was pretty much of the mindset like if I get points here, then I'm definitely qualified.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was sort of the goal going into UIC. I think UIC was way easier to prepare for because we had the same meta for like quite a while at that point. Like, I think before Perth, there was like Corsola or something just came out.
Yeah.
So it was another one where it was just like, who knows what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, USC was sort of the first event where it was just a stable meta. So that was helpful. Like, I think for me, I like a meta that's just been around for a while. It's just much better to prepare for. I don't like having to just throw something together the week before. So yeah, I ended up I ran this team that I had been running in some locals the month earlier and doing pretty well with it. But I was using Wigglytuff on my team, which is something I'd never really used before. And in practice, every time I brought it, I'd just lose. so I never brought it. It was just complete bench presser. But the team itself was it was really good because it I think it pressured Corsola quite a lot, and I was running Ariados, which aside from Corsola, had like a really good matchup into sort of the rest of the meta. So I just felt sort of free to run R8S. I was using Feraligatr as sort of like a safe swap. But what I sort of found from all the practice I've been doing in this meta previously is if people have there's no real answer to Feraligatr. The only thing you can do is sort of soak its energy. So if you safe swap your Feraligatr and they have like an Azu, they're probably bringing that in. So what I was running a lot was I'd sort of safe swap my Feraligatr and have Mandibuzz in the back, because you sort of know you're going to get their Azu out and then it just frees up Mandibuzz. So that was sort of the main strategy behind the UIC team. And it ended up being a pretty similar run to LAIC, because I got knocked into the losers bracket by Lurgan Rocket. And then I won a few games, and then I got knocked out by Lurgan Rocket again. So it's just like, same thing. You've got to try and get through one very good opponent, and I just couldn't manage to do it on both occasions.
Yeah, well, like Steve said, it's just like when you're in that bracket, you know who you're eyeing off. You're like, okay, get past that person there. And again, a very, very good player in Lurgan Rocket, which, previously took out Jokovic in the last Worlds. So it's just kind of like, I know this dude. But I was having a chuckle earlier because the team that you brought in, I recognize from a drawing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is that team.
you're so right.
It's immortalized forever in that drawing.
That drawing is going to be worth something.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Frame it.
Yeah, I should actually.
Yeah, it was a great drawing. We've discussed many times about how surprised people were at your artistic talent, to say the least.
The only reason why I didn't pick it for Rick was purely because there's a Wigglytuff on there. I'm like, Rick wouldn't bring a Wigglytuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Which is valid.
Debbie would know.
Yep.
Look, anytime someone brings a fairy type, it just like cements in my brain going, oh, someone brought this in. All right. So yeah, that's why that was the only reason why I was just like, oh, okay. I think I got the closest out of picking who was who on that particular local on the drawing day.
Yeah, like literally no one picked it was me. I think you picked everyone, Debbie, except for mine.
Yeah. I think I mixed yours up with maybe Jums, but
I think that was it. Yeah.
It was purely on team composition, because I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense.
That's so funny.
How wrong I was.
Yeah.
And a bit of an off normal path question, I suppose. What's it like for you attending like LAIC and a UIC as someone that I think a lot of people sort of around the world certainly know you, right? They're very familiar with like, RicFlareon, he's one of the Aussies, and you've certainly been in the community for a very long time. I mean, what's the, I guess, experience for you attending international championships with, all these people from all around the world?
Yeah, I guess it's good because I've obviously met a lot of these people at Worlds before, and I've played against them and stuff. So yeah, I do know a lot of people. Like, even if I don't know them well, we at least know who each other is. So yeah, that does sort of make it easier probably than if you're just showing up and no one knows who you are. And yeah, because we used to have this like Timbers jersey which had my name on the back of it, so I'd always wear that to Worlds. So like everyone who was at Worlds knows who I am. So it was kind of good for that.
Also good if you're ever on stream, so then you can get your Play Pokemon shirt, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I wore it for.
Wow, a real two birds, one stone type, Pete.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that works quite nicely. But yeah, that's fair enough. And look, that does bring us back into OCE. You're pretty much locked in for Worlds at this point. So as you said, I guess we're playing with travel awards now, heading into the
I think I booked my Worlds accommodation after USA. I was like, I've qualified now.
That's fair enough. It's not even overconfident. It's just fair enough.
Yeah. So I was probably on like 800 CP or something.
Yeah, actually, I can pull it up because I have the graphic that we used on stream for the leaderboard sort of going into Brisbane. It looks like it was 720, but you were like,
Okay.
like there were only 3 people that had more than 550 CP. So it was like, you know, 390 was enough to qualify like top 10 for, you know, going into Brisbane. So you were pretty safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's purely travel award at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Brisbane did go pretty well for you. So how'd it go on your end?
Yeah, it was another one where it was like new meta, a week to prepare sort of thing.
Yep.
I remember in team building, I kept making teams that were like 3 or 4 times weak to ice. So I was like, okay, I should probably use an ice type then. Because if other people are doing the same, it's going to be good. And I know, like, we did like some locals the week before, and like everyone in Sydney was running Guzzlord. I think I saw like Perth, everyone was running Guzzlord.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I want to be prepared for Guzzlord. So I put Sandslash or Alolan Sandslash on my team for that reason. And then I paired it with Galissapod because they're like a pretty unbeatable core, basically. So that was sort of the strategy I made my team around. I used Azu for the first time ever because I just sort of found I needed, like, even though I had Sandslash, I still needed something else that beat Guzzlord but also beat like Talonflame. So I was struggling with that sort of core, the Talonflame Guzzlord core. So I just sort of, Azu was like the only thing that beats that. I mean, Galissapod kind of does, but it wasn't quite strong enough into both of them. Yeah, so first time ever using Azu. The rest of the team I kind of just threw together, Drapion, Credilli, Malamar. They seemed pretty flexible. I don't think I used the Credilli and Drapion too much, but the rest of the team was sort of like what I was relying on the most.
Yeah. Does Draco Fizz have this right? Is your Credilli purified?
Yeah, that's like the best one I have. Okay. For whatever reason, I never kept a good Credilli. I don't know. I guess it was never useful. I remember there was some meta in Factions or Sylph where I ended up needing a Credilli. And my best one was a shadow one that I could purify. So I was like, okay, let's just use this. So that's my Credilli.
Awesome.
It still is. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a bit unusual. I had to like hover over it to just make sure it didn't have like...
No, it doesn't have return. But...
I was like, I don't remember that on stream. But yeah, in your Brisbane run, as we kind of like alluded to earlier, being seeded does not mean it's an easy run anymore because I think even into your first match, you were against a Japanese player.
Yeah, so first, I think the brackets came out the night before, and I saw like it maybe wasn't on the bracket, but it had my name at the top and Rally 18 at the bottom. So I was like, okay, I'm probably playing him. And I know he's a Japanese player, and I know he's really good. And yeah, he ended up having that Guzzler talent. So I'm glad I did bring the But yeah, I think my team had like a pretty big advantage into him. So yeah, managed to get past him. So yeah, I was doing well until I ran into Nemo, who was running a Shadow Grimer, which is something I definitely wasn't prepared for.
No one was.
No, I don't think anyone has ever been prepared for that. I think like the thing with his team was he was like my Alolan Sandslash looked so good into his team that it like I couldn't not bring it, but it just made it like a really RPS matchup because if he got the Grimer on my Sandslash, it was just bad for me, and that ended up happening twice. So, so I lost to him. Then I had a big losers run. I had to play a lot of other Sydney locals. I had to play a few other out of region players as well. So I got all the way to it's losers finals, right?
Yeah. Oh
It's
no, one
losers
before that.
semi-finals.
Losers semis. Yeah.
Yeah, lose
Yeah.
semis.
So I had to play Vish.
Mhm.
Everyone knows how good Vish is. So I was talking about how I was sort of my team was relying on the Glisopod, Alolan Sand / Core, right?
Mm.
But Vish had Pangoro, which just sort of shuts that down. So it was a tough matchup. And yeah, I think I could have played a little better, but I think I played decently enough. But yeah, just couldn't get past Vish. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
was
then you
Brisbane. So I came
you came
fourth.
fourth.
Yeah. So I
Another
was
middle
really
step.
happy. Yeah, I was really happy with that result because, like I said, I'm not normally as comfortable into a new meta like that. So yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, like you said, with besides Nemo's team having the Shadow Grimer, which I believe, because I'm pretty sure I casted that one, which was that it all came down to a CMP tie. In
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like yeah, it was because the Grimer had just obviously had high attack, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Well,
you have
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what attack Grimer has, to be
yeah.
honest. I don't think anyone does. So
Well, Nemo
maybe
does.
he probably knew all along he had that match. I didn't.
Yeah. And just to recap on the locals that you had to go against, it was Taj, it was Gon, it was Jamathi. So they were just like, oh no, the wall of New
Yeah.
South Wales is here.
Yeah, kind of a shame. Like you don't want to sort of have to take it to the route, but what can you do?
Yeah, look, it's just part of it. And the internationals that you were talking about was Freezing Sun, which was the Canadian that came over, and then Yetaruna, which was bring a very very different kind of team as well. And I think she really disliked your Golisopod.
Yeah, I think because like the only thing she had for it was the Morpeko, but even that's like threatened by the X Scissor. So yeah, that was pretty good matchup for me. She still played pretty well, but it was
Yeah.
a bit of a tough one for her.
Yeah. Throw in the Golisopod plus the Drapion outpacing because she wasn't running Psychic Fangs. She was on that Seed Bomb Morpeko as well.
That's right. Yeah, that helped out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you said that you weren't using Drapion all that much, but that was definitely a matchup where it helped. It was.
Yes, yeah. I think it was more the Credillia I didn't
Yeah.
use much, but yeah, the Drapion came in handy a few times.
Yeah, it's fair enough. And I mean, that brings us into the last Oceanic regional of the season in Melbourne, where if I can just read like the top, I've pulled up the graphic again that we used on the stream, just like the top 5 people on CP. There was like Fortoir at 700, Jai at 727, Godzilla at 770, Jamathi in second, all the way at 800 CP. And then there's RicFlareon at 1020 CP. I mean, it was
Let's go.
it was a pretty solid gap. Because at this point, the qualification line was at 523. It was almost 500 points below you. So,
Right.
to say that you was, if you were worried about Worlds at this point, you'd be an idiot.
Yeah.
But
I think at this point, I think I was just trying to get some amount of points just to make sure I'd get the travel of 2 Worlds.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I didn't have too much to play for.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And so, how did Melbourne go for you? And what were you sort of looking for in Melbourne? Like, was it points? I guess the number one goal, or were you sort of, are you eyeing that 3-time regional champion title that I guess no one has ever got in Oceania before? Like, how hungry are you for it?
I mean, obviously you want to win every time, but yeah, I mean, I didn't. Aside from that, to be honest, I didn't have too much to play for there. I could have just skipped it. I think I had booked it before Brisbane anyway, but yeah, I guess the motivation wasn't as high as normally it would be. But yeah, I sort of going into it, I was bouncing off some ideas with Vish. We ended up running the same team just with a couple different like shadow variants of Pokemon, but yeah, and I ended up getting paired up against Poke Moneymaker like round 1 or 2.
Round 2, yeah.
So and it was actually very close games. I was running Blastoise, and it was quite good into his team, but he kept getting Credilli lined onto it. I guess it was similar to the Grimer situation. So yeah, I just couldn't get things in the right order, and ended up going down to him 2-1. And then I had to play In a Bloom straight after, which is not the easiest. I think I had a good team advantage against him, but I didn't play my best. He made some good calls as well, and yeah, couldn't get past him. So yeah, Melbourne out pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Inner Bloom ran a pretty unconventional team with his Venusaur, Shadow Dragonite, um, which is, I think, a very, very classic Inner Bloom style of things. So
Yeah, I think they're two of his favourites. I've definitely seen him use those in like still regional finals and stuff like that before. So I don't know how much he plays the game anymore, but yeah, he's still a great player. So no shame losing to him.
no, not at all.
And actually, I think Dragonite is usually a favourite of Poke Moneymakers as well, but he didn't run it this time. I guess the task fell to enemy of the show, In a Bloom, to actually give that thing a run. But still, like as you said, motivation wasn't too high for this tournament. It didn't really need anything. Walking away with 0 CP didn't really impact you in many ways at all, I suppose. As far as the hunt for the World's Travel Award either. And I guess that brings us into NAIC, where all locals are, locked up. It's NAIC is the last place to get any points, the third IC of the season. Are you I guess, how are you feeling for Travel Award? Like at this point, are you sort of locked in for World's Travel Award and it's not even a risk?
To be honest, I was actually a bit worried because all of a sudden Jamothy was coming, and Jai was coming, and like Adam, and like pretty much majority of like the top 10 were coming to NIC.
Yeah, that's true actually.
And after not getting any points in Melbourne, like they were like, if I didn't get points here, and some of them made day 2 or something, then they could have overtaken me. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to get some points as far as that. But I mean, I would have wanted to do a little better anyway, just because it's like an IC and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess that's what the motivation was for that. So yeah, but NIC was good. We had the Go Fest in New York the week before, so I was able to attend that as well.
Yeah, how was that?
It was good. I don't know. I sort of used it more of an excuse just to go to New York. I've done the Japan Go Fest before, and I don't know. I don't play the main game as much as I used to, so it's not that exciting to me. But it's cool to just have something to do while you're exploring a new city. So that was enjoyable.
Yeah. No, I think that timed really well, having the New York, New Jersey Go Fest just the week before, so you can. It's a big way. It's a long way to go all the way to America, right? So you just kind of like, well, I'm on kind of that side. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the timing was perfect.
Yeah. So leading into NAIC, how confident were you going in with the team that you brought?
Not that confident. It was another of the new meta the week before sort of deal. I did a fair bit of like practice tournaments and stuff leading up to it. I think I ran something similar-ish to what I ran in Melbourne, but with a few changes. And yeah, but I didn't perform the best. I'm sort of like, I'm not too happy with the way I went out at NAIC. There's just a lot of lag and visual bugs and stuff like that. So I guess, I don't know. I've sort of just moved past it, to be honest. But I finished 97th place, so enough to get some points. So
Yep.
that was good at least.
Yeah. And I think there were, well, Would you say a bit more generous in like? Oh no, actually, you guys just had the cutoff, right? It was like maybe like to get the CP, so the kicker rather for NAIC. It was really close. I remembered.
Yeah, I think there was like a lot of talk about, oh, we didn't make it, oh, we did make it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I think it was
Not
literally by
just making
one
it.
person. Well, like
Oh,
I think
okay, yeah.
two people maybe, or one or two people was literally the difference maker. So it was
Yeah,
very
so-
close to 64 people not getting an extra 100 and something points, which could have.
So,
I
if you go
think-
to a tournament, turn up.
I think Jamothy would have overtaken me, but I probably still would have finished second, so
Yeah,
it didn't matter too much in the end.
luckily, yeah.
Yeah. So all the travel paid off is what
Yes,
I'm hearing. Like all the
yes.
ICs and I suppose as Steve said, you're the only Oceania player to attend all ICs, also all the regionals. So you've gotten to, a lot in this season. How did you feel at the end of the season? Like were you feeling like, oh man, that was a bit too much? Or did you feel like, yep, no, that's totally doable? I mean the finances were kind of covered, but more of a I suppose, like, did you feel burnt out at the end with that many tournaments in a year?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of burnout. I think normally I come into a tournament like very well prepared, but there's probably only been like one tournament this whole season where I've come in like prepared to a certain level of like where I normally am at. So I think a lot of that's just down to just attending so many events. So yeah, I think next season I don't have the LASC Travel Award, so yeah, I'm just gonna take it a lot easier.
I think that's fair enough. And I mean, you sort of alluded to the fact that like maybe you would have even skipped Melbourne this season if you hadn't already pre-booked it potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I probably still would have gone, to be honest, but
I guess it's so close.
yeah, but
For some.
Yeah.
because it's even if you don't need anything out of it, it's good practice, and it's always a good time as well, just hanging out with everyone. So it's never not worth going.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough and a decent way to look at things. And I guess, yeah, at the end of the day, that's your Worlds qualification locked in for 2025, your fourth World Championships alongside Adam and Vish. So, the big three still at it again, I guess. And so what are your hopes going into the World Championships? Like, what's the, aim? What are you looking for Worlds?
I'm just gonna do my best, same as always. I think it's hard to sort of put expectations on yourself because obviously everyone who's going is extremely good. There's a lot of people who are going to go O2 who are incredibly good players. So I could be one of them. I don't know. We'll see. But just gonna try have a good time and see how good we go.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And again, it's one of those things where it's not like there's many good lands, but it's another bit of a dice roll as far as who your opponents are going to be at Worlds because there is no seeding. So it goes back to the random lottery dip. You might have to face It's Axon or you might have to face PvP Steve in round one. It can go either way.
Hey, you came second and third in the South African region.
Oh, in that example, I was the good player. Axon was the bad player. That was...
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You'd be cheering if you got It's Axon. I mean, he used all his juice at NAIC. That's... Surely. But I guess this World Championships does have the advantage for you in that it is a more established meta. Not the most established in that obviously we haven't had a lot of tournaments within it, but it is the same meta as we've had for quite a while, I suppose, which is nice.
Yeah, it is good. I've sort of started prepping a bit this week, but all the prep I did leading into NAIC has definitely been helpful leading into Worlds because I think there'll be some slight changes to the meta as far as what people are running, but overall it's pretty much the same thing. So that's nice.
Shadow Talonflame is coming.
Shadow Talonflame is not coming.
Next year it is.
Okay. For the 2026 season. Rick
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah. Let's think about it in a few weeks' time. At least for now, looking forward, I guess, you're doing your prep now. We've asked the other guys as well. Who is your prediction as to who is going to be the 2025 world champion, if you had to pick?
I think it's going to be Valiant Vish.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Others have picked that as well. So
well, it's a good pick.
Very, very solid pick. Like, yeah, I think his head's in the game at the moment. So I'm like, oh, it's looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I heard on the Battle Cats podcast when we were doing that Worlds draft, Anakor was like, oh, none of the Aussies have really impressed me this season, so I'm not too big on them. And I was like, brother, Valiant Vish has attended 2 tournaments this season and he came like 3rd and 4th. I mean, this is he's in for.
Well, by that logic, I guess you attended more. But you've done 2 better results than Vish.
That's true.
You could be the one who's winning it.
Yeah, ignore all of my bad results. Let's put me in the world championship spot.
I mean, you've got a 3rd, 2nd. What's next?
That's true. It's all built up for this. It is finally my time. I look forward to raising the trophy. But I guess before that, I'll give my advice later after I win. But as someone that has competed for such a long time in the championship series and has performed at such a high level pretty much the entire time, do you have any, and we've asked you this like literally twice before because we've had you on last year and the year before. And so it might be interesting to go back and see if your advice has actually changed or if it's quite similar, because I'm sure you don't remember it. I don't remember it. What advice would you give to sort of a newer player or someone that's, trying to improve and get better within the championship series and sort of, wants to start competing at a serious level?
I can't remember my response either. I don't know. I guess it's just about practice and turning off, just have a go. If you'll sort of figure out if you want to keep going or not, I guess, after you've actually been to an event. So, yeah, have a go, practice, do your GBLs, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, solid advice. I think what we've been hearing is just get your practice in and get familiar with your team. So yeah, that sounds amazing advice. And I suppose because we had you technically on the podcast two podcasts ago, well, we used the same question. So you probably already know what's coming in regards to the random question of the day, which is, if you were a Pokemon, which Pokemon would you be?
I would be Flareon.
What? No shot. Really?
Yep. I know. Surprising, but...
I mean, Debbie, I think we've struck gold. This is going to be the most viewed podcast of all time. I mean, this is the craziest answer of all time. People are going to be blowing their minds on this one.
So I kind of thought that he might just like throw out like a random just something out there that would not be Flareon. But again, it's like, you know what? I'd be a Vaporeon, and everyone like, whoa!
Oh, no way. I'm not a trader.
He sticks to his guns. He's a good man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, and talking about previously when we said you have your sporadic tweets, but very solid tweets. And where do we find you on socials?
I'm on Twitter or X, just at RicFlareon, all one word.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep. And you can find my 1 or 2 tweets a year.
Yes. Yep. And is there any future plans for venturing outside of that? Like, do we see a Twitch channel? Do we see like a Metafy? Do we see any of that?
I mean, I can barely record a podcast. So I'm going to stream on Twitch. Like, come on. No plans for that.
Fair.
Yeah. Look, I wish there was just this little inkling of inside RicFlareon that he's like, oh, maybe I could cast one day, because I'd love to see that mind on the mic, but alas. Just not that keen. Just not that keen.
Well, I want to play as well, so that kind of hurts that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, I guess that's that's the podcast. That's episode 53. So RicFlareon, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Rick.
And
Thanks for having me.
See you in like 2 weeks. Is it less? Well, like a week and a half, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
See you in a bit.
getting close.
So, yikes. Yeah, we
Yep.
better start getting ready, I guess. But actually, what day do you fly out?
I think it's the Tuesday before.
Oh, okay. We'll discuss this post podcast.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, G'day Battlers, socials, all the rest. You hear it every time. You know where to go. Hit the subscribe buttons and the likes and whatever else. And we will see you next time. Debbie, we haven't pre-discussed this. Do we have plans to like do anything else before Worlds, or is this it before Worlds?
This is it. All right. We'll see you guys after Worlds for the
Okay.
quick recap after Worlds. Thanks for
All right.
listening or watching.
Yeah.
See you in Anaheim.
See you in Anaheim. Stay tuned. See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.